Hey YouTube, so this is the other guy coming to you today. So in today's episode, we are working inside my RV. So if you own an RV, this might help you. If you're having issues like me, like for example, I went camping and I found that when I turn on my generator and I plug my electrical cord into my generator to power my RV, it would power it up, but it will not charge my batteries. Uh, you know, your RV batteries. So then at night, when I'm ready to go to sleep, I turn off my generator, and the my batteries will not power the lights of my RV. So I diagnosed the electrical system in my RV, and I isolated it to the what we call the deck mount power converter charger. And that little unit right there tells, well, switches your AC and DC power to and from the generator or electrical outlet to your battery. And it also allows your battery to charge. And that unit that I have inside my RV is fried. So today I bought this unit right here. It's called the 9800 series deck mount um, converter charger. Okay. And so that's what we're doing. I'm gonna go inside here, my RV here, and I'm gonna show you where it is in my RV. I don't know where your RV is. It is located in your RV, but chances are it's probably in one of those cavernous space that is inside your RV. And if you could locate it, if you're having issues like me, that might be a place to look at to see why it's not switching power from AC to DC and vice versa. Okay, or charging your battery. So that's what I'm doing. Sorry about the long intro, but let's get to work. So this is my unit. Your unit might be different from mine, but my unit is located behind the fuse panel. Okay, and that's the unit right there. That's it. Model is WF8835. It's a power converter, and it's for 35 amps. So I'm gonna make that converter work with my new converter here, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna unbox this, compare the plugs with that one to see if it's compatible. And also, you see the connection there? It's identical to mine. I'll show you here. Okay, so that's the good news. Okay, fuse is at the same spot. The connections black and white, same spot right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this part right here, this fuse panel right here. I'm gonna remove it. Before you do this, make sure that you're not connected to your batteries, your RV batteries, or you are not connected to your electrical outlet for your RV. Make sure all the power system is off so you won't get any electrical shock. So you'll see this little pigtail right here, the power cord. That's the pigtail power cord right there. Goes here and plugs into there. So it's going to be an easy installment. I guess it's a no-brainer. The only thing that you have to use on, or the only brains that you have to use on, is to remove this right here. I do it. I start by removing and by unscrewing this little lock screw right there. By tuning it this way, this thing comes loose. I'm gonna remove this little screw, that screw, the 4 screws here. I'm gonna pull this thing out, okay? And then that's how I get access to that bad boy right over there. Okay, so after you remove all the little screws here, the 4 screws, what you do is you slowly but nicely, carefully pull this thing out like that, okay? So that you'll have access to it. Be careful not to over pull where the connection comes loose and you don't know where it is, but keep in mind how everything goes back in. Okay, here I'm gonna have to loosen some more screws here, maybe, yeah, this thing right here, so that I can pull this out of the way a little bit more so that I can have better access to the unit there. Okay guys, so I took this little screw right here off this so that I can have access to the unit. So keep in mind, don't pull so hard that everything comes undone and you don't know where to put it. Okay, so now this thing is out. Okay, so we have screws right here, screws right there, and screws right here. Okay, and screws right over there. So we're gonna remove those screws. And it's not, in the head is a different type of screw. See there? It's a square screw head. So we're gonna have to take our special tools and unscrew that. And be careful what you touch and what comes loose, because that's that will determine our success, is putting everything back the way it came out. So I'm gonna go get some special screw bits head, and we'll go on from there. Hey guys, so I got my square bit here. If you don't know where to get this kind of bit right here, go to Harbor Freight and get a boatload of bits like this from Harbor Freight. The brand name is Warrior, and you can pretty much get all types of tools from Harbor Freight if your local Home Depot or auto part stores don't carry them. And that's what's good about Harbor Freight. The tool quality, they're not that great, but for part-time warriors like you and I, you can't go wrong with these. So this is what I did. I used it and removed the screws here. Okay, here, removed it out. And I take my hand, remove that, and the other one's over the other side. And then what we're gonna do is, you see the connectors right there? That looks like a hex bit that I'll have to use, and that too. So we're gonna do that. Remember, see this? The red goes to red, black goes to white. Okay, so remember that when you do this thing, don't switch them, or else you get a big kaboom and an RV fire. So remember what you do. If you don't, if you're the type that don't remember very well, take pictures. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So this is what I've done so far. Use an Allen wrench and just go to work with it. There you go. There you go. And here it comes. Okay, so remember, red goes to red, black goes to white. Okay, and then I'm going to pull that out and I'll show you how it looks like. Okay, so another thing, don't forget the ground. The ground on your system and my system is a naked wire. Okay, it's a copper wire that has no rubber or plastic shielding. Okay, so that's the wire right there. You want to take that out or you won't be able to remove it. Okay, and also when you install, don't forget that little spot right there. Okay, all right guys, so this is how it looks like. This is the old unit, this is the new unit right here. As you can see here. All right, you'll see there's like a telephone plug right here. We don't use that. You see here there's 40 amp. Okay, and you'll see there's 40 amp fuse, red, black. The only difference between this and this is that the model number is 8835. And this is a newer model, that's an older model. Okay, you'll see that dimension-wise, the old model is way bigger than the new model. Okay, so the old model has a big, huge fan in the middle, in the back. Here, the new model, I think it's more fuel efficient, battery efficient. It has another fan, but it's smaller. Okay, and then this is where the ground goes. This is where the ground goes. Okay, so don't forget to install the ground. So let's go back in. Installation's just reverse of what we did here, and this should solve my problem. Guys, so she's back in place right now. You can see that it's thinner, smaller, but it works and it's back in place. So now what we are going to do, we're going to plug this back in here where where it went. There. And then we're going to put everything back, and we should be done. And there you go, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. And I'll give you a report on my next camping trip, how this thing works.